Joined by Drexel head coach Zach Spiker and James Butler. Gentlemen, thanks for joining us. Coach, we'll turn it over to you for an opening statement.
Obviously, we lost the game. Give credit to Hofstra. They were able to have a little more gas in the tank than we did in the second half, I thought. Really, really proud of our team and to have the resiliency that we had in league play, especially in the back half when we weren't having the results we wanted. They stuck with it, and but today it caught up with us a little bit, having to play twice, and that second half just wasn't our finest hour. I do think when it was 25-22 at the break, and we didn't play perfectly, but we felt pretty good as a unit, and we're a good three-point shooting team. We're one of the best in the country. And we went 2 for 22. And then they hit some shots, and then that kind of feeds itself. So it was a little bit of a snowstorm. But in general, the message to our team was, it doesn't matter whether you played in that round yesterday or not, or today. We want to be in this building, and we want to win a championship. And you got to win 3 games in 3 days. And we weren't able to win 2 in 2. So mentally and physically, we need to take a big lesson from this and go home and get back to work because we want to be in this building winning 3 games in 3 days.
Right. Open up to questions. Start with Daniel and then to Michael.
Yeah. Everybody in your roster is a first or second senior tournament. You're playing a team loaded with seniors, leaders. What does the experience gained this weekend give you for the future?
It's good, except we lost and we're not playing. So it stinks, right? Any experience, whether it's positive or negative, is good if you're willing to grow from it. And I'm not trying to be a philosopher, but we had some failure, and we kept growing. And I think there was a number of scenarios and opportunities where our guys could have really given in league play and didn't. And we fought tooth and nail every single game and grinded out a tough win yesterday. So to answer your question, Daniel, yes, we need to learn from this experience and be better because of it.
To Michael.
As a player, playing yesterday and then turning around and playing today, how difficult, can that be, the recovery process and just, turning around and trying to play as hard as you can?
It can be very difficult. It's something where you're not used to over the course of the season, and when you get to that tournament time, you just got to be mentally prepared for it. As soon as the game ends, we're doing all the right things. We're getting food in our system. We're getting ice. We're taking care of our bodies. But it's something you got to deal with in the tournament time. And if you want to win a championship, you got to embrace it.
Go to Jerry in the back.
Zach, kind of piggyback on Dan's question, talk about your experience. Does Hofstra's experience make a big difference in that second half when they get that little run and, like I said, in terms of a snowstorm there? Do you think their experience benefited them in the last 20 minutes?
Anytime you can be older, you've got an edge in experience. And I do think they played like that, and it helped them for sure. Listen, they're a well-coached team. They're Syracuse-esque with their zone, right? And it can be a challenge to go against. And if you miss a couple, it kind of plants a little seed that gets a little bigger as the course of the game. I don't want to speak for our guys and say that happened, but they were an experienced team today.
And we'll go back to DeMichael.
Coach, from Cam's perspective, how difficult do you think it can be for the point guard, being at the top of that zone defense to be aggressive as a scorer?
They play zone, but if they didn't play zone, I think they would try and limit him anyway. And he's the focal point on the perimeter for us. So I feel for him to have an ending like that, but I also know the kid and know the character, and it's going to drive him to do something really, really special, and I'm confident in that. But he's for the rest of his career, he's going to be the focal point of every scouting report, and he's known that for quite some time now. As we joke with him, it's your fault. You're the one that scored 30 against Princeton, and since then, he's gotten everybody's attention. But he's a tough kid. He'll learn from it, and love coaching him.
Yep, we'll go to the third row in the center.
You mentioned the top night from 3-point. You mentioned the top shooting night from
his off night? Was there anything you saw Hofstra kind of really do that was it?
Well, I think they trapped him a couple times, but he doesn't really get sped up. I think they trapped him early in the game, and it looked like it was not going to be a great possession, and it was the cleanest look that Sam Green's probably had all season. So he's got that poise about him. So, but you mentioned Hofstra plays zone, and we know we're going to have to make shots to win the game. We know we're going to hit some threes. Analytically, they'll give you a hard contested two without fouling and work to take away the three, but we just didn't make them. The quality of our look. How many threes did we take in the first half, guys? 10? Maybe one of them wasn't one that we would have said, hey, here's what you're going to get. Maybe one of them. We had a couple in the second half. He's trying to force some things. And, at one point we're down 20 with 10 minutes to play. I don't care if we lose by 20. I wanted to almost take every three. He didn't want to hear that, right? But if we got clean looks, that's how you're going to get back in the game. You have to get as many points as you can as quickly as possible. So the second half, I thought they were a little bit more contested. But I thought the quality of those 10, I bet 9 of them are what we would sign up and say, this is the type of shot we want. And the right guy's taking them. Just missed them.
We'll go to Daniel and then John.
Yeah, Cam played 160 minutes the last 2 weeks of the regular season. Looking back, would you run him out there at the end of this game?
Sorry, you played the last 2 weekends? He played 160 minutes. Yeah.
Every minute, the last 2 weekends. The question is, do you think that was? Would you do it again?
Yes.
John.
College basketball is not about load management. We're just trying to win every game we can.
Coach, it's easy to say the number one seed is a team to beat, especially when they win their first game of the tournament. But after facing it today and obviously going on the rest of the league, would you be surprised if they didn't win it? Would you consider them the team to beat at this point?
I think this tournament's extremely open. I think there's a lot of basketball teams that are planning to win this tournament and are talented enough to do it. And there's one less team today with us being out of it. And they'll be the odds-on favorite because they're one, but not necessarily because Charleston's talented, Delaware's talented, William & Mary's talented. There's Elon's hot, right? There's a lot of good teams. So I think it's going to be a really, really good tournament, and love the venue, and hopefully it can be here for years to come.
All right, Daniel, maybe the last question here.
You're returning back a fairly similar roster next year, some movement freshmen. What's your priority in the offseason?
With any offseason, you want to evaluate everything from what we can do as a staff to help our players. Anything that contributes to a win or loss, you go through with a fine-tooth comb, and if it's productive or helpful, or if it's not, and we make decisions. Okay? Thanks, guys. Enjoy the tournament.